Hey guys, welcome back to my channel MI Tutorial. In this particular video, we are going to learn what is the dollar sign in the formula, what does it denote, and when and why you should use a dollar sign. Let's get started. I have a sample data set over here and I have let's say some numbers here. Let's call it as spend for now, and I have the data here by months. And I'm trying to sort of identify the cumulative spend for the month of April. Now I want to know by every row. Let's say here I want to know the spend as 91. Here this should become 23 plus 91, and here it should be 8 plus 23 plus 91, right? Now if you have to do this for all the columns, it's a very tedious process. If you have to do it manually, I can't keep doing it, select this and do plus this plus that. So if you have a large data set, it becomes really difficult. So this is where a dollar sign becomes useful, right? Now I'll teach you how to use this as a create a formula for identifying the cumulative spend. I'm going to start typing in using the sum formula. Okay, I'm going to say click on cell A2, and then I'm going to enter colon, and then select A2 again. I'm going to close the bracket and press enter, right? And we have 91 now, which is available for us. Now when I drag this formula till here, let's see what happens, right? So basically cell A2 that we entered here has now become A3, and in this cell it has become A4, right? So basically what it's saying is you're in cell A4, and I will also reference this cell value here to A4 because that's how the formula is defined, right? Now let's tweak this formula a little, right? Now this is where a dollar sign comes into play. A dollar sign basically means that you are creating an absolute value, which means that if in layman terms, if I have to explain, that you're freezing that particular cell. You don't want that value to change, right? So here we have value A2, right? A1 is we are referring to the column, and 2 is we are referring to the row number. There are two values here, right? One is the column and the second is the row. Now when you come here, let's say you keep your cursor over here, let's say you select A2 and you press F4. F4 is the button that you need to press to get the dollar sign. Now you can see that there are two dollar signs created. One is before A, which is the column, and second is before the row, which is number 2, right? Now basically it is telling me here that we are going to freeze on column A and cell A2, right, in the first section of our sum formula, and the second is it is A2. Now here okay, let me just press enter and just drag this formula and show you what happens, right? So notice the formula over here. The first cell here says A2 dollar sign and then A2, right? When I go to the next cell, it still remains at A2, but the next section of the formula is now moved to A3 automatically, right? If you go to the next cell here, you will see it is A4. So we've now started, summing up these values. So when I look at the sum of these cells over here, it is 356, and that is what we see here, right? So this is now summing up all the values from A2 to A8. So this basically it has freezed the cell A2 here. Okay, now what happens? Now let's say if I have to drag this formula over here, will it work? It will not work, because what happened is that it has now shifted to the next column, right, which is B2. But let's say if you don't want the column to move, you want the column to remove right there, right? You come here, you press F4 once, right? Your column and your row both are now freezed. You press once again F4, now your row is freezed, right? You press F4 once again, now your column is freezed, right? And you press enter. Now let us drag this formula over here. What happens? It still remains the same, because we have asked the formula not to shift from A to A column A to column B. right? Now if I drag this over here, I'm going to get the same results, right? So this is how you would identify the cumulative spend, right? Our total spend is 1099. So if you just select this entire thing here and look over here, it is 1099, right? This is one of the formula, right? Now let's look at total spend. Now we freezed, what we have freezed here, we freeze the column here, right? We freeze the column, and now let's look at freezing the row, right? I'm going to click on sum, okay, and click on this. I'm going to press colon again, sum A2, we've got this, okay, sum is 91, right? Now let us freeze the first section of the formula, which is A2. I want this to remain constant. In the next section of the formula, I want this to shift to the next column instead of row that we saw here in this formula, right? I'm going to press F4. I'm going to press F4 again. Now my rows are freezed, right? A dollar before A is no more there. It's only the dollar before the column number 2, which means that my rows are freezed. However, my columns are not, okay? And I'm going to press enter over here, and let me drag this over here. Okay, now when I look at the total of this, it is 310. That's what my last number is showing as well. And now as you can see, the formula is freezed at A2, and then it is moving to D2, right? As you can see here, it is now here at C2. It is now here at B2. So this is the main function of having a dollar sign in your formula. This is basically to freeze cells so that you can spend less amount of time when you have a larger data set to work around with, so that it will avoid a lot of manual work. I hope this video has helped you. You have learned something new. Please do consider subscribing to my channel for more such videos. Also do hit the like button, and which will help me create more videos for you guys. Thank you so much for watching.